What's going on, Freddie back with one more review. I'm trying to get as many in as I can till life gets in the way. Then there might be a small gap before I get to do another one. As you can see, this beautiful flacon and the name on the video. The reviews on Bergamote 22 from the House of Labo. Bergamote 22 was released in 2006, and the creator behind this fragrance is Daphne Bouget, I believe is how you pronounce her name. Bergamote 22 is considered a woody aromatic unisex fragrance. The notes in this fragrance is amber, musk, grapefruit, petitgrain, vanilla, cedarwood, orange blossom, and hence the name Bergamote. Just a little bit about the house, or my opinion on the house, or what it was or what it is. I appreciate the concept, always have, and the theme behind the house, behind the packaging. I think it's fairly creative, simplistic but creative. It's one of those things that, damn, why I didn't think about that, but it works. But I did think at first that the house was overhyped, overrated, overpriced. It was just, to me, it was an average house with a name. Then I started getting a lot of requests as a splitter to split fragrances from this house. I ignored most of those requests because, again, I didn't think anything. I thought it was just hype, and I try not to feed into the hype. But sometimes, as a splitter or just being in the community, you want, even though you don't want to fall into the hype, you wonder what the hype is about, and you go for it. But I stayed away from it. But the demand for the splits was so overwhelming that I took a leap, kept visiting the house, the boutique on Elizabeth Street in the West Village here in New York, and I found a few gems out of the house. I think most of them are still okay, a few stinkers, but for the most part, they're okay. But a few stood out. The two that stood out the most to me were Rose 31 and Bergamote 22. Now, I adore Rose 31 now. Get a little bit of performance issue, but I still adore it. It's going to remain in my collection. Now, Bergamote 22 here is on an express train to the top of my warm weather fragrances. Do I think it's just a warm weather fragrance? No. But that's where I'll be using it. When most of us have collections as big as what we have, you don't need to wear a certain fragrance all year long. This is the type of fragrance, this is how I want to smell like in the summertime. It's fresh, aromatic, citrus, amongst other things which I'll get to in a little while. But this is easily an easy choice for someone that's looking for a signature scent for the warm weather. How does it smell? Simply put, amazing. It's a very fresh, aromatic citrus, like I said. But then it's quickly joined by some vetiver and some spices and some woods. Then about an hour or so after that, it starts to balance itself out with some light florals, and some musk and a touch of some sweetness. I'm assuming it's the vanilla in the fragrance and the note breakdown, but I don't get vanilla. I just get a slight sweetness. But we're gonna say it's the vanilla because that's what it's listed as. As far as performance, I think it's pretty good. I get about 6 to 8 hours on my skin. If I spray it on my clothes, maybe 10 hours. I get half of that time, about 4 hours. I get a nice performance. You should say, like a nice bubble. Nothing screaming down the street, but get a nice performance. Then for the rest of those 2 or 3 hours, it is a skin scent, but never where I have to like dig into my arm. It's still there for till about it hits about 8 hour mark. Then it's practically gone, but I'm okay with that. I spray it about 5 in the morning when I go to work or whatever time I'm leaving. But just to give it to put into some perspective, I spray it when I go to work at 5 in the morning, and when I leave work about 1:30, 2 o'clock, I respray myself, and I'm okay with that. That's fine. Every time I spray it on, it's uplifting, it's vibrant, puts me in a good mood. I'm always getting compliments. It's just one of those fragrances that it's just uplifting. No other words I could put it. I don't think you could be in a bad mood when you're wearing this, but there's some people that are always in a bad mood no matter what. I think Bergamot 22 is a safe, quality scent that I think you can't go wrong with. But that's my opinion. That's my skin. Let me know what you think about it. Again, thanks for stopping by. Please take a moment to rate, comment, and subscribe. Till next time, Farrakhan, peace and stay blessed.